It is 4 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order and we'll show that everyone is present except the mayor of St. Cloud. Are there any additions or changes to the minutes or to the meeting notice?
No.
Somebody want to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda on sticker.
Libbert, second.
All right, roll call vote. Kurt,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
myself, aye. That passes. Consent agenda, item 5, November 17th meeting minutes, and item 6, November 2020 fixed route dial ride and North Star Link ridership report.
Motion to approve, Libbert.
Second, Fitzel.
All right, further discussion. All in favor? Let's see. John,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Kurt,
Aye.
and myself, aye. Is there anyone in the hopper for open forum?
Hearing none.
All right, there's nobody there. All right. Item 7, HR informational update. Sunny?
Good afternoon, commissioners. I just have a couple things to provide an update on. I'll start with contract negotiations. As you're all aware, we did ratify a contract with AFSCME in October. We are still working on contract negotiations with Teamsters. We've participated in 11 contract negotiation sessions. We've at this point been unable to reach an agreement. So we are actually scheduled to go to contract mediation on January 20th of 2021 with a mediator that's been assigned by the BMS. We have a contract extension signed between Metrobus and the union to extend our expired contract through January 31st of 2021 to get us through that mediation session. The primary issue that we're facing right now is has to do with wage increases over the 3-year term of the contract. So that's really the main issue that we'll be discussing in mediation. I guess I would just comment that if there is any further discussion that the board would like to have regarding contract negotiation strategies, we could do that in a closed session if the board chooses. Otherwise, that is all I have for an update on contract negotiations. Any questions on that item?
Any commissioners, you got any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Then the other item that I just wanted to provide an update on, I am going to be going through all of our policies and making some updates, no content updates, but with some of the structure changes in the organization and changes in titles. I need to go through and review all of those policies and update the job titles to the appropriate position within our policies. Procedures need to be updated, documents, forms need to be updated, but just a heads up, that's really just informational only. If there are ever any content changes to policy, obviously they will come to the board for approval, but those position or the title changes will just be made without board approval.
Sure. Did you want some discussion on a closed meeting or you just want to go to mediation on that?
I guess at this point, I would really leave that up to the board. I'm not really sure what to expect in mediation. I think we have some ideas. We have a couple ideas of things that we can propose in mediation to potentially reach an agreement. But if the board wants to talk through those strategies in more detail, I would be more than happy to have that closed session before the January 20th mediation.
Commissioners, what are your thoughts? Do you just want to go to mediation or, I mean, they've had, how many say 18 meetings already with them?
Feels like that.
So I don't know if it pays to do anything ahead of that or not. It's up to you guys.
I guess I'd be open to having maybe more of a strategy session prior to that. And the only reason I guess I mentioned that is we just completed our round with the Teamsters and gained a lot. I personally gained a lot of insight in that versus the LELFs, and I think our approach wasn't in favor by the union, but in favor by the employees. So it was an interesting dynamic that took place.
Because right now it seems to be that the hanging point is wages. So I guess, we were trying to hold in at 2%, and I don't know what was the last offer. I'm not quite sure. I don't, there's been so many, but I think that's where the hang up is right now. It's that it's wages.
Yeah, it is primarily wages. I mean, we've had a lot of discussion and we've made a lot of concessions and reached a lot of agreements on different language items within the contract, but we're kind of now stuck on those wages. I feel like a closed session to talk about the strategies regarding where the board is willing to go with that wage discussion could be beneficial. I'd rather do that and have those negotiation strategy meetings in a closed session than in this open forum.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would definitely. If we're going to talk union negotiations, we would talk in a closed session. Do you want to set that up sometime? And I don't know, you said we're not going there now till 20th.
January 20th is the mediation. So, I mean, technically we could have the closed session with our January board meeting the day before.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't you set that up that we do the either before or after the regular board meeting?
Okay.
All right. I see Dave is here, so Dave, I'm going to hand it over to you.
All right, well, I was hoping you'd adjourn. It's been 5 minutes or 7 minutes.
There's only one item left. There are two.
Sorry, I was having some technical difficulty, but I got to think it all squared away now. But
So was I this time. I don't know why, but we're on item 8 anyway.
all right, Ryan, you want to read that? Because I don't have it in front of me, so that's my technical difficulty.
Oh, it's the information, IT information update.
Okay, why don't we just turn it over then to.
Hey, good afternoon, Commissioners. Steve Williams here. I just wanted to give you a quick update on our fare system upgrade. If you recall, back in May, you approved us to do our fare upgrade, and I want to let you know where we're at on that. I'm going to see if I can share my screen here quick. I only got like 6 slides, so I promise it'll be fast. So, like I said, we were approved in May. We actually installed all of our fare boxes on November 1st, 2020. So the fare boxes are in the entire fleet right now. However, because of COVID, we haven't been able to use all the new features in them yet. So what we're going to do is starting in early January, we're going to do like a pilot test with our internal staff to go out and actually use everything just to make sure. We did a lot of it. Testing internally, but we'd like to test them actually out on the street to make sure everything's working correctly. So we'll be doing that in early January. As part of the project, we got all new fare boxes for our entire fleet. The fare boxes are GenFare Fast fare boxes. They're capable of accepting smart cards, our old school magnetic media, which we only have 1 or 2 of that style of pass left. They accept the mobile app, and of course they'll accept cash. The smart cards come in 2 flavors. They have the Smart Ride card, which is our primary card. This allows for purchases of 31-day and 10 ride passes in addition to stored value. So you could put like $20 on there or $50 on, whatever you wanted to do in addition to the passes. And these cards are rechargeable, so you can keep reusing them over and over. They do have a feature that you can set up auto buy, so you keep the cards charged all the time if that's something you as a user want to do. And if the customer does register the card, they're not required to, but if they choose to, they can manage that card from a web portal. So they can go online, they can add to their smart card value if they want, or if they were to lose a card, they can actually transfer any remaining balance to a new card. So that's actually a nice feature. The other flavor of card we have is a Smart Ride ticket. And a Smart Ride ticket is more of a disposable type card. It's made of a paper-like material. Those will be used for our day passes. Those cards are not rechargeable because of the material they're made out of. We also added a ticket vending machine. This is down at our transit center. It's going to allow the purchase of new passes and stored value. In addition, the customers will be able to recharge their existing cards with the ticket vending machine. And finally, we added a Smart Ride app. And I know we've been waiting a long time for an app, and we're pretty excited we're going to have an app. So this app is basically going to do two separate things. It's going to allow the purchase of 31-day, 7-day, or 1-day passes. In addition, it's going to have a trip planning feature. So the customers will be able to figure out which route they need, when the next bus is going to be by their stop, stuff like that. I do have a couple of screenshots of what our app will look like. As you can see here, these are some of the trip planning features that they have that tell you, here's where you're going to get on, here's where you're going to get off. You got like step-by-step directions, and then the screen on the left actually shows you multiple choices. There's different routes that went to the same location, so you have multiple choices that you can choose which one works best for you. Are there any questions?
Any questions from commissioners?
Yeah, real quick, Steve, will this apply to Connects, the app?
Yes. Well, not for the trip planning. No. The trip planning is just for our fixed route buses. But the ability to use the app to ride the bus, yes, you can use that on Connects.
Sure, from a payment perspective, but you wouldn't be able to request a ride or see it en route to pick you up or anything, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
That's good. Good that there's an app now. That's good. It just brings up a thought. Maybe you guys talked about it earlier. When do fares go back in?
I'm gonna let Ryan handle that one. That's not my area.
Yeah, that's
Thank you, commissioners.
You don't really need an app now. You just get on and it's.
yeah. I would address that in my COVID update, which is next actually.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, don't need a preview. Any other questions on this topic?
All right.
Seeing
Thank
none,
you.
Thank you. Yeah, very much. We'll move on then, Ryan, to your COVID update.
Yes. Thank you, Dave. Good afternoon, everyone. As you may recall, at our last board meeting, I indicated that we are monitoring our ridership trends with the intention of reducing our service levels due to the continued effects of COVID-19. Effective January 3rd, 2021, Metrobus will implement a modified weekday fixed route schedule. All routes, with the exception of Route 7, 10, and 22, will provide hourly service only. There will be no changes to Saturday or Sunday service, Connects, Paratransit, or North Star Link. The Route 7 will not run at all. Route 10 will maintain its regular schedule, and Route 22 will begin service at 5:45 p.m. We still continue to practice rear door boarding, and we have completed the installation of all operator shields in our North Star Link buses. Once we have all of the shields installed fleet-wide, we would resume the collection of fares. Our hope is to have the paratransit side completed by January 31st. We're just waiting for a final quote from our last vendor with the 5 remaining buses that we have on order. Once we get that date finalized, we will be able to plan for the resumption of fare collection. So our hope is that by February 1st, somewhere in the first part of February, we could start going back to collecting fares, and then we could eliminate the rear door boarding. But we would get an update from the vendor right after the holidays. So in our January board meeting, I will be able to give you an update as to if February time frame is still accurate, where Metrobus will look to start the collection of fares.
All right.
And this completes the update. Any questions?
Any questions from anybody? How much of the what I suppose there's still quite a bit of revenue there from those federal dollars. And we haven't even come close to expending that, or where are we at with that as it relates to, obviously not charging the fare because those dollars are there. What's the balance in that?
I could give you an update. I just have to work with our finance consultant, and I could get you that number. I could send a separate email with that number, but just for
Sure.
comparison purposes, typically on a typical day pre-COVID, we would average roughly $2,000 to $2,500 in fares a day. So we haven't been collecting fares now, I want to say 6 months. So that's how much revenue that was lost in comparison to the $7.7 million that we received in CARES Act funding. But I could get you the exact number.
Yeah, that's my question is mainly that. I mean, it's not close to being critical. It's way more than enough than is necessary. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions from commissioners? All right, seeing none. Any other business, Ryan?
No, this completes the agenda.
All right, then we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Miller,
Hunstiger, second. Hunstiger,
Okay.
second.
Take the roll on adjournment, Ryan?
Dave Kleiss,
Aye.
Rick Miller,
aye.
Kurt Hunstinger,
Aye.
John Libert,
Aye.
Ryan Fitzum.
Aye.
All right, we are officially then adjourned at about 17 minutes after 4. Have a great rest of your day, folks.